It's Lindsay Boo, coming to talk about Vanderpump Rules, Season 7, Episode 10. There was a lot that happened this episode. There was the whole thing with Kristen and that trip. There was the private jet. There was the whole thing with James, the interview, Jackie. Oh my God. It was absolutely crazy, this episode. So the first thing was, that I guess Kristen and Carter have been arguing a lot lately, and when it showed how they argued, with the communications issues that they have, yeah, I don't see that relationship progressing much further. Unfortunately, I think he's about to take a hike. So, and we know when that happens, she's gonna go. We've been through that before. So, not to look so gleeful, but good TV is coming up. It's coming. Lala taking everyone on the PJ, the private jet, to Solvang was, that was nice. The plane was nice. It was smaller than I thought a PJ would be, but I'm sure that they come in all different sizes. So it was nice that the girls appreciated the comments that Katie made about the private jet when she didn't like Lala. That was a whole thing of bitch eating crackers. She doesn't like the person. She doesn't like anything about them. So I thought that was kind of like a funny turnaround that now she likes Lala. Now she's gonna like all the stuff that Lala stands for. So I have trust issues with Katie. Okay. She goes back and forth for me, but I don't trust her. I really enjoyed seeing the girls not act snarky or anything towards the jet. They were very appreciative and complimentary, and I enjoy seeing that because I like to see them act like, well-behaved humans every now and then. Let's see. So James went to Anita, the therapist, and there was so much. I had so much empathy for him this episode. What he's going through with his crazy mama. She's a nutbag, and she's got severe issues going on. I don't know. There is something about her when she walked into that interview. I'll talk about that later, but with Lisa, she just has a very unstable vibe, aura about her. And what James is going through with her now, with the setting the boundaries and having to be the sole breadwinner for his entire family, his two brothers, his mother, and his dad. At 26 years old, like, the kid's not making that much money. And his mom seems like someone who would just roll through that money. What she's spending it on, it's not going to be for the boys. $200 every 3 days? Come on. So, that sidewalk fight was the beginning of it. He got advice from the therapist to set the boundaries with his mom. He got in a sidewalk fight with his mom. And who doesn't love a good sidewalk fight, right? Jacqueline, she is something else. She's just an entitled asshole. And I have my doubts as to whether she's sober or not. But I mean, that's just me. She's got a very toxic vibe aura about her, and she comes across as like she's defensive. She flips the script on James. She reverses course when they're arguing. She uses guilt. Um, who cares that he took his first steps at Tiffany? Who cares? It sounds like a It sounds like a story that's been passed on through the years, like this big thing. But who cares? I took my first steps on the moon, okay? She's equating money with parenting. She's insisting he's the child, but then putting him in the position of being the adult in the relationship by being her therapist for her feelings with her ex-husband and leaving him to deal with those feelings and then making him be the sole breadwinner for the family, which again includes the two boys, herself, and I'm sure he's giving money to his father also. That is a messed up dynamic, and he's 26 years old. Okay, so in preparing for the girls' trip, um, Brittany's talking to Jax, and you can tell she doesn't trust him at all. Not even a little bit. And he doesn't really provide any reason for her to trust him in the remarks that he makes in response to her questions. So they go to therapy, and it takes not much at all just to set him off. I mean, he's just a ticking time bomb. He hasn't changed at all, and he seems like he's getting bored with the relationship with him and Brittany anyways. And they actually went and set down the deposit for the engagement party venue. So how's this all gonna work? They're gonna get married on TV and then uh, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so we see that Jax's dark side shows through, and he's such an asshat. He really is. Um, he's manipulative, he's controlling, and he's a little bit scary. And he doesn't understand. He's not mad, mind you. Meanwhile, he's sitting over there just stinking of anger. He's seething. He's raging over there. But he doesn't understand. He understands very well. He just doesn't want to deal with the whole emotion thing because he doesn't feel those strong emotions. He just doesn't. He uses strong emotions of other people to uh, to to get to get something from other people, but he does not experience those emotions, I don't believe. Okay, so then we come to the meeting with Jacqueline and Lisa at SUR, and there's something very unnatural about it. First of all, she's walking in with a determined posture and she looks like she's going into a business meeting for the jugular. But then it turns out she's meeting Lisa to ask her for favors. Um, it's very peculiar. She's asking Lisa to give James his job back, and she's asking Lisa to hire her other son. And this is after, having the big blowout with James, I'm assuming. Um, the way about her is so off-putting. I don't know what it is. And the clip was too short. It was a kind of choppy clip, not definitely not worse than my own videos, but it was kind of short and choppy. So I think I just don't know what to think about it. It didn't come across well at all. Was that her trying to be nice to Lisa? I'm not sure. It was so unnatural and peculiar. I thought something is really off. Was she just trying to, was she on something and she was trying desperately to hold it together, or was it just naked narcissism? And is that what it looks like? Okay, so the girls all get to Sylvain, and they're checking into that cute little hotel. The rooming situation and how Sheena was again left out. I go back and forth with Sheena because I love her on the show because she cracks me up, and I have the biggest responses to her, I think. But on this episode, I kind of felt sorry for her. So, but I wish she would sometimes say something, like say what's on her mind, and tell Ariana. I think Ariana would have understood it. And maybe, she would have been open to hearing what Sheena had to say. So the interview with Guillermo, Peter, Harry, and James just about broke my heart. That was awful. I understand that James had disappointed Guillermo, but wow, that was tough to watch. Especially when James had been getting it from all sides. He's going through all this right now, and really, nobody really knows what you're going through in your life, and why people act the way they do. I don't know. It's not my place to say whether or not he deserves it, but his reaction to Guillermo's criticism really just broke my heart. Guillermo was being harsh, and I'm glad James had his brother Harry there, and had Peter also. But wow, that was hard. That was difficult. So okay, then at the very end, it ends on kind of a high note with Kristen. Crazy Kristen comes out. We all enjoy that, don't we? She's nuts when she drinks. She may be, I don't think she's allergic to alcohol because that takes place like within just a drink or two. But she's nuts. And I really enjoyed how Stassi was giving us the heads up, throughout her drinking excursions and giving us the red flags and telling us where we were in the moment of within Kristen's drinking timeline. I love Stassi. I really do. But that was funny. So, but Kristen has problems when she goes away. I don't know. She has problems when she stays home too. I think we'll get the complete rest of the scoop on the Kristen drinking debacle next week. And I'll see you then. This is Lindsay Boo signing off. Bye.